Now, in this episode, this morning, we will tackle the hospitality industry. It is a sector which has gone through extremely challenging times over the past 2 years, specifically the travails of a well known hotel network which has gone through an aggressive expansion strategy despite the pandemic. And that's very impressive indeed. Hotel Sogo is distinctive for its branches' eye catching red and white colorway, motel style rates, and Japanese inspired interiors. It has come a long way since its modest beginnings in 1993. Now, with an impressive network of 45 branches nationwide, it even opened three hotels in 2021. The hotel continues to live by its mission to provide accessible and affordable accommodation of excellent standards. We have some special guests tonight, and I'll introduce them to you. We're very honored for their presence. These guests will run us through the measures the Hotel Sogo network initiated to meet the COVID-19 pandemic head on. These included getting its research and development or R&D team to develop ways to keep the hotel safer for its guests through its so-called 11 so safe innovations, quote unquote. Interesting, huh? They will tackle, among others, how Hotel Sogo put the safety and cleanliness of the hotel as top priority at the height of the pandemic, and how the chain became the refuge of frontliners during the 2020 lockdown with its solid corporate social responsibility programs. Finally, we'll get our intrepid guests to divulge the secrets of Hotel Sogo's success, specifically how it is making its presence felt in many cities in the Philippines to address the lodging needs of guests on safety and price. Without revealing too much of the hotel's crown jewels, we'll take a deep dive into how this remarkable chain is moving its expansion direction towards South Luzon, where tourism development is on a roll, as well as its all important marketing strategy to fuel this expansion. Of course, I know you listeners out there our viewers out there are more interested in the question foremost in the minds of our viewers. Ostensibly, the Hotel Sogo's reputation as a quote unquote love hotel, where the majority of business is actually made up of short check in stays. Nothing wrong with that. Our guests will address this issue head on to explain how Hotel Sogo likewise caters to families, gatherings of friends, and other Filipino style get togethers, anchored on the attraction of its themed rooms, modern designs, wide menu, and high standards of cleanliness and services. Do stay with us within the next hour as we take a serious look at Hotel Sogo's interesting journey. Tonight, There you go. I'm so excited for this episode. I mean, seeing the red, stark red colorway of the Sogo is such a, a very familiar place, which you see in almost other all major cities. And to explain the features and the marketing strategy of Hotel Sogo, we have some very excellent guests tonight. They are Dr. Giselle L. Barrion, who is the communications deputy of Hotel Sogo, and we have Marie Suzette or Sue Geminiano, marketing head of Hotel Sogo. Welcome, ladies. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Mr. Joel, and good morning to all of our listeners who are watching
Wow,
us right now.
good
Good
morning. Well,
morning.
I
Thanks.
good morning. Wow, Sue, I like your backdrop. Talagang I should get one of those. As my backup. It's very
Sure.
catchy. So that's the logo really, which is countless people Filipinos are familiar with that logo, right?
Yes, that is the original logo. However, we have changed that and tweaked it to the Sogo
Oh,
Lady has its mask already. And the So Clean, So Good tagline became So Clean, So Good, So Safe.
yes. That Japanese lady, well, yan talaga isa sa mga we can speak in Taglish here, by the way, Sue and Giselle. This one talagang, it conveys really the hospitality of Japanese culture, of the Japanese geisha, right? Something like that. Could you explain?
Oh, well, geisha is actually a symbol of perfection. Isn't it
Yes. So,
in Japan, girls or ladies that are under this geisha image. That's why they have their face white. It has to cover its flaws. And if you will read some Japanese culture books, it says that the geishas should show all the good traits,
right.
literally all the good traits of a Japanese. So from
That's true.
it's the way it dresses or they dresses, the way they act in front of other people. That's why it's supposed to be a perfect figure. In
Right,
that
right.
sense,
And yeah, yeah.
yeah, in that sense, that made the symbol of Hotel Sogo. We want to make sure that we are
Perfection.
perfectly
Yeah.
clean.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's excellent. Yeah. Well, of course, let's grab the bull by the horns here. Simulan na natin. I mean, I know Sue that you always wanted me to ask this question. I mean, for many Filipinos, the common impression that is that Hotel Sogo is a love hotel, quote unquote. That is, it specializes in quick short-term stays reserved for illicit trysts. Di ba? But of course, this is well, while this is true, and a lot of other hospitality hotel establishments do this anyway. For Hotel Sogo, this is magnified by the low rates she charges, the no frill services and amenities, but at the same time, excellent service. The so clean, so good mantra. What's the official take of Hotel Sogo on this? What is your, how do you really project the hotel to customers?
Well, Hotel Sogo is just like any other hotel. The
Okay.
difference is uh, among the competitors. Well, I believe and I can see that
Mhm.
we are the cleanest, the largest, and the most fast growing company
True.
in the lodging industry, having 45 branches. That's one. Second is for us to, well, we are really promoting it's a flexible check-in time. And because
Okay.
of that, yeah, the business model that we practice is the sachet philosophy. Well, as
How
I've
does
said,
that work?
anyone,
How does that? Yeah.
if you can see some consumer products are in
Mhm.
sachets, and these are
That's true.
in what we say value for the money. As
Mm.
though as much as you need, that is the only amount that you will pay.
Okay.
And that was the full trust of our business. Like other hotels, they can also stay less than 24 hours or less than 12 hours, but they have to pay the full daily rate, the full
Okay.
24 hours. But with
Of
Hotel
course.
Sogo, they will only pay the number of hours that they use.
Right. That's the sachet,
That is the
analogy, right? That's
that is the
true. You
philosophy
pay
of the
to
business.
get what you asked for, that's or
Right.
what you used to. Okay, that's great.
Yeah, because if you will see, any one of us have experienced having a seminar outside our places, right? We go to some
Mhm.
places, we have our seminar, we stay at 8 hours in the seminar, and we stay at the hotel just to sleep,
That's true.
right? So they will only pay the number of hours that they use the hotel for sleeping. And then when they
That's
leave,
true.
then the room is free again.
Okay. Giselle, Hotel Sogo is also well known for its unique, uniquely themed rooms. I mean, a while ago during the video, I could see merong if I'm not mistaken, may Miss Kitty, merong there was a parang motor, type things. I mean,
Cars.
of course the motor, yeah, cars.
Mhm.
I don't know if that's a kitty or something that looks like a fox. But anyway, what I'm saying, a lot of motels also do that, but Hotel Song is particularly successful in doing this. Attractive insofar as the market is concerned. Now, is this a conscious marketing effort to entice a certain target market? And who is this market segment, Giselle?
Okay, thank you for that, Joel, for noticing the designs of our rooms and for
Mhm.
giving a positive compliment about it. Actually, if you would notice, just like what Miss Sue mentioned, we actually cater to the affordable or the mass market. I don't think it's a conscious effort on our end to create this uniquely designed rooms, but rather it's an effort to be customer centric since it's part of
Okay.
our customer centricity. I don't want to, because if you say it's marketing effort, it's going to be superficial. So it's more of our customer centricity that enabled us to improve, or to, should I say, to innovate the rooms in Hotel Sogo. So from
Mhm.
the usual or the former Japanese inspired themed rooms, because before it used to be most of the rooms used to be Japanese inspired, or most of them are Japanese inspired, but now we transition to not just providing Japanese themed room, which is the standard, but we have thematic themes, meaning
Right.
it depends on the kind of market that you have. Like we don't only cater to the business travelers, we also have the barkada. So they
Right.
have the option to be more animated in their
That's
chosen
true.
design. Like we have the oceanarium. Would you believe that oceanarium room
Oh yeah.
design azalea, or the garden themed room? We also have the Roman room, and that one that you can see on the screen, that's oceanarium. Actually, the one
Oh,
that I mentioned
that
earlier.
looks beautiful. Yeah, beautiful.
Yes, actually, I've tried checking in that particular room, and a lot more. We even have. I've
Mm.
even went to our newest branch here in Fairview area, Hotel Sogo Fairview. They even have a Lego room. And in
Wow.
some
Okay.
branches, we have cars, we have F1 room, James Bond, and a lot more.
All
So
right.
it's
Right.
part of our way of reaching out to our market. As
Mm-hmm.
the demand of the market continuously change,
Mm-hmm.
so we must also adapt to the changing need or
Mm-hmm.
requirement of that market that we serve, so
Mm-hmm.
that we can continuously serve them well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Giselle, ano yan, do you have some sort, I don't know, pardon my ignorance, you have an art department or something? Who does that? Who conceptualizes this? And or of course, I suppose you job this out to some firm, but they really look beautiful. I mean, the attention to detail is astounding. Sino gumagawa niyan?
Of course, it's
Um,
a Miss Sue, go ahead.
Sir Joel, if I may answer that, we have our engineering department, and the engineering
Ah,
department has its own designer group, designing
mm,
section. We have our architecture group.
mm-hmm,
Uh, it depends on the project, if it will need some hardware and all. In terms of
mm,
design, uh, we continuously do our research and surveys as to what our guest wants. There are
Okay.
some suggestions there in our surveys that the guests would want to experience. Like, I want to experience something in the garden ambience, or a room that has some thrill under the ocean. They propose that. And some, like I do, I did propose the Hello Kitty room because Hello Kitty was my favorite. And then once I gave them my idea, well, I thought of having, how does it feels having a Hello Kitty room, and then they developed the design according to the room size and the fixtures of the room. So since we do
Okay.
renovation every now and then, ganun,
I
this is
see.
how,
Okay. Okay. Well,
yeah.
yeah. Okay. That's very interesting to hear. Uh, Again, here, Giselle, during the pandemic and even before the onslaught of COVID-19, Hotel Sogo has been doing various corporate social responsibility endeavors. Could you elucidate on how this came about and what are the various CSR programs that the hotel is involved in and why?
Okay. Actually, you mentioned about pre-pandemic, but even during the pandemic, at the height of the pandemic, we were actively reaching out to all
Mhm.
those people who are in need, despite the fact that our business, of course, is also affected. As we know, that the hotel industry is one of the most affected industries, not only in the Philippines, but in the world. But we
Mhm.
continuously still help the frontliners,
Mm.
the affected frontliners. That's
Yeah.
part of
Yeah. Yeah.
our core value in the company, which is pagmamalasakit. But as you mentioned, as going back to your question, pre-pandemic wise, as early as 1998, I think those were the early years of Hotel Sogo. We were already reaching out
Mhm.
to our fellow kababayans, not just to our
Right.
guests, but even to those people who are not our guests, those people who are in need. That's part of our corporate social responsibility initiative. Kumbaga, if you are blessed, you also become a channel of blessing to others. You have that
I see.
pagmamalasakit concept. Yung pagmamalasakit na core
Right.
value ng Hotel Sogo, it's not just in the website, but it's evident in the way we live
Right.
our day to day. It's evident not only in the way we deal with our customers, but the public in general. Because you
Right.
see,
You
you
really
have
walk
the
the talk, ika nga.
you
Yeah.
walk the talk,
Yeah. So,
exactly.
yes.
So actually,
Mhm.
the first few initiatives back in 1998 was at the time that there were hundreds of families hit by a typhoon, and then Hotel
Okay.
Sogo was there to donate not only just the relief goods, but also all the must-haves, linens, towels, what have you, the basic essentials. And through the years,
Uh,
the company Hotel Sogo has not only been active in terms of those relief operations, but it continuously provides support, like for example,
mhm.
Balik Eskwela program,
Right. Right.
community cleanup programs, and even donations not only to those affected by calamities, but to different organizations, like for instance, Home for the Aged, Orphanage, other NGOs. Now, in
Mm.
2015, if I may just highlight this, Joel, this is one of the good initiatives of Hotel Sogo, which we call it Doctors on Wheels. All
Hmm?
right, wherein we have a mobile medical bus that provides medical assistance to different barangays, cities,
Hey,
and
that sounds
provinces.
great.
Yes, and the purpose of
May
that,
picture ba niyan? Maganda ganda nun, ah. That sounds, a roving a bus, which
yes,
provides
it
medical
is.
assistance.
See, you can
I was going
visualize
let me
already
jump
with the
yeah, yeah,
branding,
no,
with the
kaya nga,
branding
isip ko
alone,
kaagad,
right?
eh. Let me jump in here, Giselle. Okay, but kasi ang, Hotel Sogo, nationwide kayo, eh, 'di ba? So what you're
Yes,
saying is that itong CSR, activities na 'to are happening nationwide in the communities where
nationwide,
you are present. Okay.
where we
Hindi lang yan
serve.
Metro
Yes.
Manila, hindi lang
Not
Metro
just in
Manila
Metro
yan, no?
Manila. And we collectively call it Sogo Cares. That gave birth
There.
actually to Sogo Cares because
Very
we
apt,
care
yeah.
for people. Yes.
Mm,
Part of our core
mm.
value,
Sir Jo,
pagmamalasakit.
Sir Joel, you mentioned earlier that within the community as to where we are situated,
Where
was
you
that?
are, yeah, oh.
Well, not exactly. We can go even in areas that there's no Hotel Sogo
There's
there.
no, of course, yeah.
Yeah, we can
Well, I
we
mean,
do our.
at least in the same province man lang, di ba? For example,
Mm-mm.
you're in Cebu or in Bacolod. I mean, you would go dun sa mga talagang areas talaga ng ano,
Not
I
necessarily.
suppose.
Not
Okay.
necessarily. Like for example, in Pangasinan, we do not have a branch there in
Correct.
Pangasinan,
Okay.
but we still do our medical mission there.
Right.
Okay. You really cast a wide net, kumbaga. Oh, right, right, right.
Mhm.
Well,
Sue, yeah, while you're at it, again, I want to go back to COVID-19 because this one I'm very familiar with. Na talagang Hotel Sogo has been in the forefront. Halos frontliner na kayo kasi kayo yung naging hotel ng mga frontliners lalo na ng mga medical heroes natin. Now,
Mhm.
you mentioned we had a chat a week or so ago, and you said Hotel Sogo has its own R&D or research and development team, and early on, COVID-19 pa lang nagsimula, you came up early with a proactive strategy to address COVID-19, ostensibly to protect your guests. Again, I'm going to have you talk about that. But first question ko lang, was this done in collaboration with the government, the IATF, or did Hotel Sogo go beyond government directives to come up with its own anti-COVID-19 innovation program? And how did you do that?
the truth, we went beyond and
Okay.
still going
Okay.
beyond it. Uh,
Mhm.
during
By the way, Hotel
2019,
Sogo na rin ang colorway ko, kulay pula.
Ayan.
I did this deliberately. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, go ahead.
Great.
Sorry.
yeah, as I was saying, 2019, there was already news about SARS, right?
Mm.
We
Yes,
are
yes.
already thinking, we have a committee at that time. Well, even before the pandemic, we have our R&D group. It is continuously researching
Mhm.
for some innovations and improvement of the
Mhm.
hotel.
Mhm.
Regarding that pandemic thing, December, there were news around that there is this virus called not yet COVID, I believe. It's
Mhm.
they call it SARS two,
Yeah,
something like
yeah.
that.
That's true.
And it was not yet finalized or confirmed that this is a, for drop spread with droplet infection or if it's airborne. Then January 2020, that was when Taal eruption happened.
Right.
That was also the time that we made our mask to be given to our guests because
Mhm.
at
Mhm.
that time we are already in the process of developing ways and procedures first to protect our employees because we don't know who are coming in if they are infected or not. We don't have yet the
Of
temperature
course.
protocol at that time. So the first move was to give the vitamins to the employees and to give the guests that are coming in this mask.
Right. Right.
Yeah, to
Okay.
protect. And then
Okay.
the next move that was sometime in the last week of January, we had tried different disinfectant
Mhm.
that were
Mhm.
used in the hospital. So we tried that. We had these testing procedures until we came up with we had ruled out that the UVC light is the best
Okay.
disinfection equipment.
Mhm.
So
I see.
that was when we were able to develop this
Ah.
anti-COVID-11
So
innovation.
talaga there was constant improvements and constant studies and innovation, no, to in the
Yes.
program. Mhm.
Yes, because initially we
Mhm.
had this copper film to be placed on top of the surfaces because it says it kills bacteria too or the
Oh,
virus.
yeah.
However, that those copper films somehow don't last. So we had
Okay.
and replaced it with antibacterial spray.
Right.
Okay.
So it
Okay.
is
That's true.
evolving.
Okay. Yeah, yes, that's the word. Yeah, it's been
Mhm.
evolving. Giselle, if I may ask, and this is another of the interesting,
Mhm.
facets which I noticed when I looked at the press kit about Hotel Sogo. Other business establishments, I mean, whether
Mhm.
hospitality industry or not, they really, kung hindi nagsara, they really sort of tone down their activities or something. But
Mhm.
Hotel Sogo took the exact opposite route. You took an aggressive strategy towards expansion. You opened three new branches, uh, and could you talk a little bit about that. And by the way, which are these newest branches, and do they offer anything new to clients, or can customers expect something new?
Hotel Sogo always believes in standardizing our offerings in order to maintain the
Mhm.
quality of the brand.